Welcome back to all professionals and learners with our new episode of Cloud Computing Certification. In previous episode, we discussed the basic concept about what is cloud computing, and we learned that cloud computing is the on-demand delivery of IT resources via internet. Generally, when candidate heard about cloud computing, so they are thinking that there is a dramatic change in the IT industry, or they are thinking that the existing infrastructure of IT industry is no more utilized with cloud computing. But you must have to be understand that the whole infrastructure which we are using previously is still utilized in the cloud computing industry. So if we take the example of our existing infrastructure, in which we include number of servers, rack mounted servers, and these servers are still utilized in the today's computing world. Second thing, we are using number of switches for the purpose of connectivity, and same infrastructure is utilized with the cloud computing. And you will be surprised that routers are also exist for the purpose of forwarding our packets towards the destination over the internet. And in the same manner, we are using firewalls for the purpose of security, as we are using with our traditional data centers. And these firewalls are still exist in the world of cloud computing for the purpose of security. And for the purpose of data storage, we have SAN devices for the purpose of storage. We are using SAN infrastructure as we are using previously. So the question is that what kind of change this cloud computing industry bring in the IT world? So the way of accessing all these data centers, or the way of accessing all these infrastructure devices are now changed. Previously, we are bounded with specific data centers which are exist in our offices. But right now, this limitation is completely obsolete, and we can access all the infrastructure from anywhere by utilizing internet. That's why we are using the term cloud computing. You know that a cloud exists everywhere. So from that concept, the industry experts use this naming convention of cloud computing, that if you have internet, so you can access your all IT infrastructure from anywhere. Now we have number of vendors like you can say Microsoft, and we have Amazon, we have Google, we have Rackspace. So there are a number of vendors which they develop their own data centers all around the world. So after the implementation of their data centers, they just rented out their infrastructure over the internet for all IT companies, for all pharmaceutical companies, and all software houses which are right now working in the current IT industry. So previously, we need to develop a complete data center to make our IT operations for our office staff. But right now, we don't need to implement any kind of, you can say, data centers. We don't need to buy any kind of servers, switches, routers, firewalls, storage devices, and we don't need any kind of staff to manage all this complicated infrastructure which exists in our data centers. So the thing is that there are a number of vendors exist that develop their own data centers in different regions of the world, and they rented out their all resources. When I talk about all resources, it means that it might be hardware resources, or it might be software resources. So when I talk about the hardware resources, it means that I'm talking about the servers, switches, routers, firewalls, storage. All this stuff is fall in the category of hardware. And when I discuss about the software, which means that now operating systems are available over the cloud. You can access any type of operating system from Linux platform, from Microsoft platform, or any other platform over the cloud services. And a number of applications like voice over IP, collaboration services, database applications are available on rental basis from number of vendors which we previously discussed. So they just rented out their hardware resources and software resources over the internet. And companies are now companies are no more bounded to their own infrastructure, and they just integrated their hardware resources and software resources with our web browser, with the user interface, from where we can manage, we can access and implement all kinds of applications and all kinds of activities which we are previously done with our own data centers. So all infrastructure is same. You just need to get the basic concept that all the infrastructure is same, but the thing which is changed related to the cloud computing is that you must have to be understand it that number one thing, there are a number of vendors which are implementing, which develop their own data centers in different regions, and now these resources are rented out, rented their resources. And the third thing is that you just need internet to access all kind of hardware and software infrastructure. So the basic idea behind the cloud computing is just to provide all kind of IT resources over the internet. So I hope that you get the basic idea that there is nothing special in the cloud computing world. Number of technologies, number of tools, number of applications, number of operating systems and hardware resources are still same. The only thing is change is the way of accessing all these resources. So let's continue further and find more concepts about the cloud computing world. Here you can see that in front of you we have a Microsoft data center in the region of Dublin, and inside these data centers we have the same infrastructure. We have number of racks, we have number of servers, and all the infrastructure is same. And Microsoft integrated their all infrastructure. It might be hardware, it might be software with user interface, and you can access these all data centers of Microsoft from your web browser. So here you can see that. So the infrastructure is same, the buildings are same, the equipment, software side, hardware side, all the things are changed. Just these vendors rented out their resources for the purpose of utilizing all kind of IT resources. Here you can see, if you visit inside the building, we have a number of racks, and inside the racks we have, here you can see, we have number of servers over here. Here you can see that. And inside these servers, the major components are compute. Here you can see that the major component related to our data center is compute, which is the major part of the service, which is the major part of the servers, which include your processor, and important thing is your RAM, or you can say memory. And the second component which is very important related to the data centers is called are storage. And we generally use a simple term SAN, storage area networks, for the purpose of enterprise data centers, right? And the third and more important component which we are using for the purpose of connectivity is called switches, routers, and firewalls. So when we visit inside the data center of any vendor, it might be Google, it might be Amazon, Microsoft, Rackspace, Alibaba Cloud. So inside infrastructure is generally consists of a compute, storage area network, and switches, routers, and firewalls. So behind the scene, the traditional infrastructure is running in a same manner. The way of access is changed. So let's move further and get more ideas about the cloud computing infrastructure. Let me clear the whole stuff so we can move further. Here you can see that now the management, administration, implementation, these all activities now will be performed by the vendors which are implementing their own data centers. Now end user is totally disconnected with the administration of servers, with the administration of storage area networks, by managing any kind of networking infrastructure. This whole responsibility and of management administration now will be on the side of vendor. It might be Microsoft or Amazon or Google. So the administration side is now completely goes at the vendor side. Here you can see that now what the important thing that now the vendors which we previously discussed, they have their number of resources. Here you can see that we have number of servers, and if we can generalize it, we can say that we have hardware, and inside the hardware we definitely have operating system, and we have applications which we are using in our daily IT operations. So these all hardware and software resources implemented inside the data centers, and now they are shifted towards the cloud. And from now, from this technology, here you can see that now by utilizing this cloud technology, by utilizing this let me highlight it for you. By utilizing this cloud technology, all resources are integrated with the user interface, and user can easily access from their web browser, and all kinds of operations, all kinds of stuff is available over the browser. And in the next session, when we get the demo, the concepts will be more clear related to the cloud computing. So I just need to clear this stuff so we can move further. So let's move further and get more detailed concepts. Here you can see that now inside the servers, as I discussed, that we have a number of operating systems. It might be on the platform of Microsoft. Let me it might be operating systems, it might be on the platform of Microsoft, and it might be client operating systems which include Windows 8 or Windows 10, or it might be server operating system 2012, 2016, 2019, or we have open source operating systems which include Linux, right? And we have a number of applications related to the email infrastructure, related to the collaboration, related to the data analysis. All kinds of software resources are now available inside the cloud industry. And here you can see that if we visit inside the servers, here you can see that we have email solutions, we have all kinds of administration activities, we have e-commerce solutions, we have connectivity options, we have data analysis and search options. There are a number of applications now engaged with this cloud industry, and end user is completely unaware and enjoying this industry by utilizing the current cloud computing infrastructure. So by time you are realizing that we are getting more clear concepts related to the cloud computing infrastructure. Here you can see that now this cloud industry have all kind of hardware and software infrastructure. It might be related to the artificial intelligence, it might be about Internet of Things, it might be a data analysis, it might be cryptocurrency, it might be development tools, integration, email solutions, databases, administration, monitoring solutions, security. All kinds of stuff is now available on the cloud computing. So I can say that right now, if we are getting the real concept of the cloud computing is simply rented out services and one-stop shop where each and everything is available related to the hardware and software. Now, these end users, by utilizing this industry, now here you can see that all the end users are utilizing different kinds of applications, different kinds of activities. Some of the applications, here you can see that they are utilizing e-commerce applications, they are enjoying their music, they are establishing any audio and video calls, and they are working on some kind of documents, and all these resources are available on this industry. So in a nutshell, if I discuss the cloud computing concept, all the traditional infrastructure is same. The way of access is now changed if we talk about the cloud computing. And second thing, all the resources are rented out. And the third thing, you can access all resources by utilizing internet from anywhere. And these vendors implemented their number of data centers around the world. So you can implement your data centers on the cloud in multiple regions for the purpose of redundancy or fault tolerance. So behind the scene ideas are very simple related to the cloud computing. So I hope that you get the basic idea in the first episode, and now in this episode we discuss in more detail about the cloud computing infrastructure and how end user is utilizing this infrastructure. So after that, we will go and discuss what kind of limitations we have with the previous infrastructure and what kind of benefits right now we are getting from this cloud industry. So let's get into the third episode of this certification program.